Hey there. So, I thought I would come back and do a little addendum video to the last video I posted about the Fender Princeton Chorus, in that I really didn't give a proper A-B comparison of the Princeton Chorus with and without the Motzke Mini Tube Screamer pedal. So I thought I would go ahead and do that here, and I'll do some tone comparison of with and without the pedal. And first thing I want to point out is the mic settings have changed a little bit. I got myself another mic since the last video, thankfully. So it is in a slightly different position, and incidentally, because it is in a slightly different position, the SM57, which was on the mic stand, is in a slightly different position as well. So settings across the board have pretty much stayed the same. So what I'm going to do is I'll do some riffing on this here Kiesel of mine. It is a 7-string, but it's tuned a half step down to B flat. I'll be doing some riffing over More Than Meets the Eye by Testament. So I'm just using the 6-string. So basically 6-string and E flat. So let's get to it. Okay, so here is the mix. I have, this is the amp with no pedal, and this is the amp with the pedal. Just like last time, I will do the boring stuff first, which is drums and bass. And what I'm going to do is, well, it's just a copy and paste of the same tracks. So I'll run through each of these pretty quick. Once again, I do not currently have a bass, so I'm using Boo Bass for my tones, and I'm using bias effects. I've got a nice little bass clean tone that I use, and then I'm routing that, or doing a secondary route to another track that has a much dirtier bass sound, and that sounds something like this. As you can hear, it is not the best sounding bass, but it serves its purpose in the mix pretty well. Adds a nice little something to it. Once again, drums, I'm using the Get Good P4 pack. Now, the point of contention I had last time was what I wanted to do with the snare. In this case, I'm using the Pearl Reference Brass. This has a lovely crack. And this is what the drums sound like. As you can hear, sounds frickin' killer. From mixer track 20 over to 30, this is all drums, and this here as well. I have a little bit of an EQ on the kick, just to give it a bit more thump. Snare, I dialed down the crack a little bit, had a little bit too much crack, and I toned it down a little ways. Decent compressor on the overhead and room. A little convolver for some reverb, echo, sound space, and once again, routing it to a track cut very low with Sound Goodizer because I love it. Anyway, important stuff, and that is the guitars. So let's listen to, well, I guess before we do it before and after, tracks 2 through 5 are the no pedal, and tracks 10 through 13 is with the pedal. You notice I do have a bit of a boost, and for whatever reason, I didn't have the amp up as high as I should have had it. I didn't have the interface turned up as high as I should. However, tonally, no difference. I've also set these to a mono mix of both microphones. Only EQ that is happening is a high pass at 100 Hz and a low pass at 14K, almost 15K. Sorry, low pass at almost 15K, and then a high pass at 100K. Got that backwards. That is across every track except the leads, because why not? At least it's consistent. So let's listen to the guitars just on their own. This first is going to be the no pedal. This is just the overdrive from the amp. Well, let me mute myself first. I did kind of cut that tail end off a little bit. One other thing I forgot to mention is on the master bus, I do have a little bit of a compression just to boost things a little bit, and at about 9800, I have a bit of a high shelf just to brighten things up a little bit. Aside from that, you'll hear that the Fender's overdrive itself it's definitely a dark sounding amp. I think I said that last time, but it's a dark sounding amp. So just keep that tone in mind. I'm going to flash about 3-5 seconds of the no pedal, and then I'm going to jump over here to the pedal. as you can see, it definitely tightens up that low end quite a ways. Also adds a lot more grit in there, and I'll apologize, I'm not the best rhythm player out there, which is funny because I used to be a rhythm guitarist. Anyhoozle, as you can see, that pedal definitely tightens things up a little bit, and definitely in the mix. I think the low end from the Fender itself, without the pedal, that darker tone does give that thickness, but I think with the pedal it tightens it up and definitely gives it that little extra saturation, which personally I love a little extra saturation. So what we're going to do, just to end this video here, is I'm going to play through the full mix of the amp itself and then with the pedal. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know, leave a like, and if you tried a few things with the Princeton Chorus yourself, or if you have any questions about mixing, well, I'm not the authority on mixing, so if you have any advice or pointers or ideas, thoughts, or input, feel free to let me know. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.